Created player, created player. Created player, created player.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy P Nice, and you already know, if you want to live life, come mess with P Nice, baby. This is the Created Players platform, and we back with another reaction, man. Look, today we go dig into a very, very serious topic. They talk about my boy Smac. Yeah, Smac off of Back on Fig. Talk about snitching allegations because he mentioned something with the mayor on Power 106 radio station about cleaning up Figueroa, and they trying to say that what he said leads to the indictment that happened with the Hoovers and P4K. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I know Smac, man. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't feel like he did anything like that. I haven't seen the content yet. You feel me? So I'm going to give you a reaction on hand, on the go.
I got another question, if it's cool. I grew up on 51st and Figueroa, right? Mm-hmm. What is we gonna do about the prostitution out there and these kids walking Figueroa? And your kids got to go to school and see this.
So let me just tell you, that's an issue that when we started in the 90s.
Wait. Look. I don't know what they talking about, but if this is what they talking about, what did he do wrong? He didn't say nothing about, hey, yo, let's clean up this prostitution and go grab all the pimps out there or go grab everybody who got workers out there and doing all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It seems like he's really concerned about the people that's out there working. Let me see, though.
We were dealing with as well. The difference is that the women, there were women that were on the streets then. Now they're girls that are on the street.
Babies.
Almost across the board, the girls are from the foster care system. That's why I've always worked on foster care.
Right.
Because when you are a foster kid and you turn 18 or 21, we literally put you on the street.
She say she worked foster care so she could care for the kids out there, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that, you know, they doing good with themselves, you know what I mean? That's another reason why I coach. I coach football. You know what I mean? I coach football. Through coaching, it's like you're a role model for the kids. You're a mentor. You know what I mean? Because there's so many kids, like, let's say out of 35 kids on my team, every year, out of 35 kids on my team, I will meet probably about 10 fathers. Yeah, 10 fathers out of 35 kids every year. Some of their fathers are dead. Some of their fathers are in prison. Some of their fathers are just deadbeats. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody who got foster care, who out there coaching, who out there being mentors and everything, because these kids really need us out here. You know what I mean? They really need guidance, you know? And shout out to everybody who's not worried about what nobody else thinks about them when it comes to taking care of these kids. All right?
So foster girls are prime victims because they don't have the family support that would never allow them to be pulled that way, and especially foster girls that are in group homes.
Right.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it's the foster boys that are helping to traffic them. So
the crazy part about this is I totally understand her, because I know a lot of females who went through foster care, who families wasn't treating them good, and what's the first thing they turn to? The streets. The first thing they turn to is the streets. They don't have nowhere to go. They don't have no type of shelter, no money, no money to buy food, clothes, or anything to take care of themselves, especially they're so young. They're minors. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people who's went through that. And also, like she said, the guys who usually go get them are the guys who was actually in the foster system as well. You know what I mean? They feeding off of each other pain. You know what I mean? They feeding off each other pain, and he's getting into her brain and telling her to hit the streets. Sad case, but that's what it is.
I will tell you that I spent a night on Figueroa, like at 11 o'clock at night, with the Vice Squad, with LAPD. Mm-hmm. And I was actually proud because we spent years trying to get the police to not view the girls as prostitutes. You can't be a prostitute if you're not even old enough to consent for sex. It's and it's child trafficking. So the night that I was there, like it was 11 o'clock at night, and they were getting ready to change shifts.
I like what she just said right there. She said you cannot be a prostitute when you're not even old enough to be able to consent to sex. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these policemen out here, they look at these young girls out there. If they out there working, they look at them as like trash. You know what I mean? They look at them as just a prostitute. You feel me? Just a sex worker. That's what they look at them as. You know what I'm saying? But they're not understanding that these are minors. These are kids out here, people. You feel what I'm saying? These are minors out there getting manipulated by other individuals to get out there and hit the streets. Think about it if it was your kid. Think about it if it was your little niece, your little cousin or something, or just a little girl that you seen grow up. And another man, a grown man, was manipulating their brain to get out there and hit the streets and make money for them. Come on now. Police, y'all can't be looking at these little kids out there as just a sex worker. These are kids. These are kids.
And they had up on their video, they were all celebrating that they had rescued a 12-year-old girl. They called it rescuing. And that was like, whoa, a big advance from when I got started with this. So what I have been doing about it over the years is trying to focus on the foster care system, changing the system. So when it comes to homelessness, that's a category of kids who we make homeless. So I inherited a nonprofit as mayor called the Mayor's Fund, and we have a specific focus on getting those kids housed. We know who they are because they're in the foster care. We know their names and addresses and phone numbers, and we still put them on the street. So if we know that, because one of the main things that keeps girls on the street and keeps them going back to their pimps is they have no place to go. Right. So you have to get some place for them to go. And Frank,
she's totally right. This is why I never understood when people have kids in foster care or whatever the case may be, when they hit a certain age, they just kick them out the street. Get up out of my house. You know what I mean? I don't really respect those type of foster parents. You know, I respect the foster parents that, you know, that really cares for the kid, that once they turn 18, they're still helping like it's their own child to get on their feet, find a job, go to school, or whatever the case may be. And just like she said, a lot of these kids are out there on the streets and they're turning to these pimps. They turn to these other guys who can manipulate their brains because they have nowhere to go. They have no support. Imagine being a little girl, a little innocent girl out there, and you're kicked out on the streets. Imagine that. No money, no clothes, no shelter. You're just out here. And then an older man comes along with money, car, can buy you clothes, and give you shelter. What are you going to do? These young girls are out here forced to be in survival mode. That's what they're doing. That's why they're choosing up. They're in survival mode. They have no backing. They have no support. Parents, the last thing you should do, just my opinion, the last thing you should do is kick your kids out on the streets because you guys have some type of altercation or disagreement inside your home. Don't kick them out on the streets. Discipline them another way, but don't kick them out on the streets because you're putting them in a situation where they got to go in survival mode and they're going to turn to the person who can help them at the time.
With foster girls, I think they need to go far away. So it was an issue I worked on in Congress. It was an issue I worked on. You see, the issues I work on are the same issues that I've been working on since 1990. Wow. And some of them even before then. I've just worked on them from different places. So I know they're painting me as all these things I've heard I've done. Yeah. I know what social media says. And I know that there is an attempt to bring me down. But that's also happening to other black leaders around the country. It's happening to other black women. It's happening to other black mayors. And as a matter of fact, when you heard the targets that the administration was going to use around immigration, New York, Chicago, LA, what we got in common? Yeah. We're all being investigated for anti-Semitism. I'm being called before a couple of committees in Congress. They filed a suit against Los Angeles. They've named me in the lawsuit. But if you look at our history, this is what, and I knew this, I'm a big girl, this is what happens to leaders when they're involved in change and when they're disrupting the status quo. The question is, what will you sacrifice in a fight for your people?
Hey, look, shout out to all the black politicians out there that's actually for the black people. You know what I mean? And we got to support them, y'all. Get out there, go vote. Go vote for your black politicians that's actually for the black people. Nobody that's faking, nobody that's on no fake BS acting like they're for the black people. People that's really for the black people. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're coming for us. They coming for us. They don't want none of us inside the politics. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to get too deep into the politics. But you get what I'm saying, man.
That Los Angeles, y'all hear that, man? Karen Bass is out here fighting for us, man. Fighting for us. She is also a brown belt in Taekwondo. She can fight for real if you really want to push up on her. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Oh, my God,
Back
man.
in the day, we had to train.
See, that's all I'm trying to tell y'all. She fighting for the city for real, man. But we want to thank you for coming here.
I want to thank you for having me on. I really appreciate this. I've always wanted an opportunity to talk to our folk, and you've given me this opportunity, and I'm grateful for it.
Thank you again, man.
Appreciate
This
you.
is amazing. I appreciate you, man. Well, this is Power 106, man.
Hold on,
LA's
hold on,
number
hold on.
one for hip hop. Oh,
Let me
stopping it.
just ask Miss Mayor Karen Bass, if you could send one message directly to the people of LA right now, no filter, no political script, what would you say?
I would say that we are going to stand united in the city and fight. We are not going to let somebody come over here and take our city is over, regardless of who they are. We're going to stand strong. LA is strong, and we are going to succeed. We're not going to let anybody bring us down.
All right, there we go.
Hey, y'all know she probably talking to the higher ups in the politics. You know what I mean? The politicians that's higher up. You know what I mean? And I could dig her on that. You feel me? United they stand, divided we fall. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, stick together, stick with your black people. You know what I mean? I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stick with my people as well. But I'm trying to figure out, where did Smac so-called snitch? I don't see nothing in here that says he snitched. All he did was ask about what are we going to do to clean up Figueroa and his community that he was raised in, because there are minors out there getting prostituted. It doesn't make sense at all. That's all he asked. He didn't say, hey, yo, we need to clean up Figueroa, and I know this guy and this guy and this female, and they out there, and they're the bosses. They're manipulating the little girls' minds. They the ones that got these minors out here. We need to go get them dudes. He didn't say that. He wants to clean up the community. He wants to clean it up and get them little girls off the streets. He didn't say he want anybody to go to jail. I want the little girls to get cleaned up and off the streets. I don't want nobody to go to jail, though. Nobody needs to go to jail. I don't feel like it. I don't want nobody in jail. But I do want them little girls off the streets, the minors. Them are minors. And how do you get them off the streets? What I feel like Smac was thinking about is, can we get these little girls jobs? Can we get these little girls shelter? Can we get these little girls some type of guidance, role models, people that they can look up to and actually follow behind, and it's going to put them in a better situation in life? Put them with a family that they can build with. See, the crazy thing about this world, y'all feed off of negativity. The world feeds off of negativity too much. Y'all don't got nothing better to do? It's crazy because you could post something positive and it's not going to be all over the news headlines. Your friends not going to be posting it as much as they would the negative. You know what I mean? You could post a positive video and it's going to get 2,000 views. But let you post something negative. Post something negative and watch what happens. That 2,000 views gonna turn into 10,000. The next day it's gonna be 15. Oh, a little bit more buzz kicking in. That shit go get to motherfucking 30, 40,000 by the third day. Cause controversy is what people feeds off of. We gotta do better, man. Smac. You ain't tell though. You didn't tell, bro. On some real shit. Let these people talk. You ain't tell on nothing. They say Smac said this, and this is why the indictment happened. Come on, man. Do y'all know the feds? The feds was investigating these people since like 2020, 2021 or something like that. That's 3-4 years way before this interview even happened. So tell me, if they was already investigating him, well, investigating them for 4 years, how did Smac be the cause of all this type of shit and he just did this interview recently? Make it make sense. Stop trying to down people so much. Come on, y'all. But anyway, this is P Nice, and you already know, if you want to live life, come mess with P Nice, baby. This is the Created Players platform, and this was another P Nice reaction. I'm out of here. I love y'all.
Created player, created player. Created player, created player.